Hi everybody, it's Tammy from Winky World Adventures, and here I am. I've been making this series on how to move to Florida. What are the steps involved in becoming a resident in Florida? As most of you know, if you watch our channel, Winky World Adventures, you know, Ron and I have just moved to Florida, so we've just been going through this whole process. And as I outlined so far in the first two videos, if you haven't seen those, you might want to go back and watch those. Step one is you need to have an address of some kind. Whether you purchase a place, rent a place, buy an RV like we did that's tied down in a park and has an address attached to it, or use a mail forwarding service to set up an address that you're going to use with them in Florida. So there are many different ways to do that. And then I talked in the second step video on how it's a good idea to get some auto insurance. You'll need to have auto insurance when you're ready to title your vehicles or trailer, or maybe you have all of those kind of things, RV. Whatever you're titling, you need to have the insurance first. But today I want to talk a little bit about how to get a driver's license, because we just did this. We're officially licensed drivers in the state of Florida now. So it's really, really easy. You need to go, instead of going to the DMV, the Department of Motor Vehicles, like many states do, and that's how it was for us in Minnesota, you will go instead to the tax collector's office. So you just find the tax collector for your county, and usually there's a couple different offices set up. We just went right to the county seat and went in. You can make an appointment ahead of time online if you want to, or the ones we were at, you can actually look online to see how long the wait is in line, and there was like a 2-minute wait, so we didn't bother making an appointment. We just went in. So that's, first of all, is, you know, you need to find out where you need to go. So it's the tax collector's office. And then you just go in. What you need to bring, of course, you need to bring your old driver's license from your state. And of course, all of this is pertaining to if you're moving into the state, if you've had a license before. If you're a new driver, there's a whole different set of rules that you'll need to find out about. So you need to look at their website to find out what you would need to do. But if you're already licensed in a different state, all you need to do is bring that valid license. It has to be valid. And you need to bring it along with a form of identification. So that can be, for us, we used our passports because we have passports, or you can use your birth certificate. It has to be the actual birth certificate from the county where you were born. It can't be like the hospital kind of birth certificate. So that's okay. Now, you also need your Social Security card or some proof of your Social Security number, and they have other options again on their website, but we just used our Social Security cards. Now, if your name has changed at all, for any reason, divorce or marriage, you would need to bring proof of, you know, your divorce certificate or your marriage certificate showing the name change, by the way. So we didn't have that. So we just had our passports. We didn't need our birth certificate because we had our passport. Then you need your Social Security card. And then you need 2 pieces of mail that have gone to your new address. So whether that's your physical address, you've got them right out of the mailbox, whether it was sent to you online and you just printed it off, but it still shows your actual address in Florida, or the mail forwarding that's done through these mail forwarding places like Escapees, RV Club. You just need to have 2. And it has to have your name, because Ron and I brought about 5 with us. And like I didn't realize that I just put the utility electric bill in my name when I was talking to them on the phone. I forgot to put it in Ron's name. So his name wasn't listed there. So he wouldn't have been able to use that piece for proof of his living there. It has to have your name on it, or both your names on it. So, and if you're both going to be using it, if you're going with your partner or spouse, make a copy, because when we got there, we each went off our own directions with our own person, and it would be way too hard to share the documents back and forth. You would have to, it's easier if you just make copies if you're both using the same documents. But yeah, they can be like a utility bill, can be obviously a lease or a mortgage. There's just a whole bunch of different ways that you could prove your bank account if you're having your bank account stuff sent there now. But online, again, if you want to look at their website, if you need more ways to have proof of these pieces of mail, then you could look online. But you only need 2. It's pretty easy to come up with. And so we did that. And then once you get there, I mean, it was a piece of cake. You guys, I couldn't believe how easy it was. We went through this in Minnesota 5 years ago when we moved back from Wisconsin. And at that time, to get the real ID, we had to bring in all our proof and everything. Of course, I think we did like 2 or 3 visits to get all the information we needed, because they didn't make it clear. And each time we had to stand in line about 45 minutes. So this is Minnesota I'm talking about. And then it took 2 months at least. I think it was 2 or 3 months, because we were worried we weren't going to get our real IDs back in time for a cruise we were going to take. And we finally did, just barely. But it came in the mail way later. Now here in Florida, it's way different. Literally, they're super nice, super friendly, super helpful. The process is easy. You fill out a short application when you get there. You just show the receptionist your pieces, like I said, your ID, your social security card, your 2 pieces of mail, and this short little application. And then you'll be assigned to an agent. They give you a number, which we were called right back. We didn't even have to wait. And led us through the process. They're funny, they're kind, wonderful. And it only took a couple minutes. They take your picture. But first, you do have to take a vision test. It's just a short, you just read through 1 line of text. It's not the super small text. It's, I was a little worried because my glasses prescription just changed. But it went fine. I passed. And then they take your picture, and they issue you the real ID immediately. So it's super easy. You get it printed that day. You walk out of there with your Florida driver's license, as long as you have everything done and your ducks are in a row. So we were shocked after what we went through in Minnesota. We were very pleasantly surprised and shocked that it went so quickly and so smoothly. So getting a driver's license is not hard in Florida, like I said, as long as you have all these things in place ahead of time. But we did bring our proof of auto insurance, and actually we used that as proof of mail as well, or your homeowner's insurance, your health insurance. All these things could be mailed to your place. So we brought that with. We really didn't need it. Now, had we wanted to title our vehicles that day, which would be super convenient because it doesn't take long either, we would have needed that. But we didn't choose to title that day because we still do have a lien on Ron's truck. I think we're having it paid off here in about 9 months more, but because the lien is in Minnesota, they have a form we had to fill out. In fact, they faxed it over for us to get the title then sent to Florida. So that's going to come to them. They're going to call us when it's here, and then we can go ahead with the rest of the steps. But because we didn't have the title, we couldn't really do that. So if you have your title, your vehicle's all paid off, it's set to go, then you could certainly do that same day. But since we couldn't do that, we didn't. So I'll probably do a short little video later on how to go through the steps to title a vehicle. But you would do it at the same office, so the tax collector's office. And just a heads up that you do have to have the vehicle with you so they can do an in-person inspection of the VIN number. But that will be coming later. So we have our license, we just don't have the tabs or the license plates changed yet. So those are the easy steps to change your driver's license from your old state to Florida. It's really easy, not hard. No test, no written test, no behind the wheel test, because we did that too when we moved back to Minnesota. I had to take the written test again. But Florida does not require that usually unless there's, extenuating circumstance. She said usually if it's someone coming from a different country or something, sometimes, or maybe even Canada. So all of this is applying to if you're a United States resident. If you're from Canada or another country, you're probably going to have a different set of rules and things. So you'll want to check with them on that. And I'll put the website for them in the description here so you have that information and can check it all out. Anyway, that's all there is to it. Good luck. If you're trying to get your driver's license, just know that it's a piece of cake, and hopefully soon you'll be a Florida resident as well. Take care and God bless.